Hi, welcome back. On the last video, we just did something very quick. We opened up the program. We created a new game based on the third person template. And now what we're gonna do is we could be working on this level, but we want to kind of start where we're actually gonna use our main level. So what we're gonna do first is in the content folder, we're going to right click, go up and create a new folder. And we're going to call this one levels. Once I'm in levels, right, that's just the folder ready. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go up, and up here, I'm going to go ahead and add a new level. So I'm going to say new level. And when you click it from here, you're going to get these options. If you right click on the content folder and you select a new level, you are already saving it. So it will give you a completely empty level like this one. But we don't want that. We want something that it's an open world kind of thing, right? So we're going to create that. And here we are. Now this is the level. So my character is still there. So if I press play, click on the screen, see my character is still there. I can walk, I can jump, and I have a sky, a sun, some mountains for the landscape, and a plain floor, right? So now this level has not been saved or named because right here it says untitled. So what I can do, and we should be doing this often, is just click File, Save All. Click and we're gonna, it didn't ask me for, let's see, so then let's go ahead and do save current level, right? And we already have our folder inside the levels. So here I'm just gonna call it main level and save it. By the way, on the last video I told you that if you wanted your layout or the zoom on the layout for the windows, you could press Control-Shift-W, right? But that it's only temporary. If you want to, because once you close it, you come back and it's gonna be the default. So in order to change it, you can go to Window, go to Edit, and then Editor Preferences, and here Application Scale, that's the one that you can change. We don't need to save, we can just close it, and that's going to set how you want the windows to look. You can zoom in, zoom out, leave it that way, save everything. When you open it up again, you're gonna see that it kept the same zoom number. So now that we have our new level, what we need to do next is we need to add one of our own characters. Now my experience is that some of those free characters are going to behave very weird, like the ones you get from Maximo, and I have tried, and you would have to rearrange the bones. You'll see it's complicated, and they end up being a little bit deformed. So what I found to be much easier is to transfer or to add a character from the library, from the Fab library. And you know, they give you a whole bunch of them. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and go to my Fab library. And then here, these are all the assets I have. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to find for a character, and I could just go to the category and just find it, but I think it's much easier if I type it here. Now I'm going to type the actual name of the file, which is this one. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to add it to project. Now I'm going to find my project here. Okay, I could type very quickly here. Oh, where did it go? Okay, so let's go ahead and click on show all projects. And where is the project that we did? So there it is. Now, if you noticed, the asset is not compatible. All I have to do is just select the version that the asset was for, right? Because we're using 5.5 and now we have 5.4, and add to project. You're gonna see here that it's gonna start sending it or adding it to the project. It was only 51 megabytes, so it's already done. Now, when I go back to my game, you're gonna notice that in the content browser, in this window, you will be able to find the file that we just added. And this way, it's much cleaner. And because this character that I transferred, it's the bones are rigged for the skeleton, which is the mannequin here in Unreal Engine 5.5, it'll merge much easier. Let me show you. So again, we do have the default, right? We can see this here. It walks, it jumps. Okay. So now, if I'm gonna change that, I need to find where the blueprint for that character is. So it's gonna be in the third person. I'm gonna go to blueprints, and right here I have the BP underscore third person character. I'm gonna open this up, and I'm going to dock this right here so I can have my two tabs. I don't know why this keeps going back here. I don't have time to rearrange it, but okay. So we have our viewport, and if you don't have your viewport, you can always go to the view and then find it, and it'll be there. Now, this is what we have right now. Now, because the character I transferred is meant to be used in Unreal Engine, it's rigged correctly. There's not going to be a lot of too many changes when you transfer it. So when I transferred my character, which is the orc girl, I'm going to see that I have in my mesh, you have to make sure that you have these three assets: the skeletal mesh, physics asset, and the skeleton itself. Now, going back to the third person blueprint character, I'm going to go ahead and replace the skeletal mesh asset, and I'm going to replace it with the orc girl. It's right here. There it is. Now, we're still using the animation from the last mannequin. We would have to create an animation using the animations that are created for this character, which I have the basic ones, and the character will be able to move in a more way that was created for. Now, let me show you. Now, if I go back to the main level and I press play, here we go. We have our character. Now, the one thing that you can tell that it's a little bit off is that the way it's standing, right? And so, but the character has been changed. Now, I have tried to do exactly the same with the Maximo and some of the free or the out of Unreal Engine characters, but it's really hard because once you transfer them, their bones are not matching, and you would have to do it automatically. And so this is what the bones, the skeleton will look like right here. And these are all the bones that you can work with. So if I press 1, see, it keeps showing you where the bone is, which we're going to use later to add a weapon. So this way of adding your character is much easier. Again, I press play. Here is, okay, it can jump. And then we can add speed. This is kind of like running, not walking. So we can have a walking speed, and then we can have a running speed. And we can do that on the next video. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and file, save all, and I'm ready to move on. Thank you for watching. Hopefully you'll watch the next video.